Hello everyone, welcome to ElitesGrid. So as we know, the exam is over and now it's time for interview preparation. And in most of the interviews, the first question will be to introduce yourself. Now this question is important. Why? Because it creates the first impression and it will affect the perspective of the interviewer and will affect their mindset through which they will see your rest of the questions. So you would definitely like it to go well. Secondly, it will affect what questions will be asked later on. So the following questions can also be dependent on this. So if you give certain hints, it's possible that the next question will be based on this. So you would like your interview to go in the right direction and not in the direction that you may not want it to go. So that it specifies the framework. And thirdly, it shows your decision making skills because you can have many things to tell about yourself, but you would only choose certain things to be told and you ignore certain things. That shows that you have the maturity, you have the decision making skills to decide what is more important to be told and what is not important, because later on in when you will be dealing with clients, you can't really bombard them with all the information. You have to tell only those things that are more critical and they are of more interest to your client. So somewhere that thing will be reflected here as well. Now this is important, all right, but sometimes we give a lot of importance to this and then we get nervous, and then if you get nervous, then things may not go smoothly. So it is important that okay, you give importance but do not overemphasize it. So it's not about, some people think that okay, first impression is the last impression and you never get the chance to create it again. But that's not the case. Sometimes it happens that you may not like a person initially, but later on things go well and then you start liking it. So it's all right, even if it doesn't go well, do not get nervous. Otherwise, it will impact all the rest of the questions. And if you get nervous, then you may not be able to answer those questions you knew beforehand. And secondly, we say that it puts the framework for rest of the questions, and that is why it has to be really good. It has to be good, no doubt about it. But that's true for all the other questions. In most of the cases, the next question is definitely somewhere dependent on the previous question. So it's not just about introduction, but true for all the questions. So remember that introduction is important, but do not think it is everything, because if you think it like this, then you will be very conscious and you may not sound natural, and if you just lose your calm, then things may not go smoothly. So the most important thing is to remain cool and calm and maintain smile on your face. Now what is to be told in this question? You can tell about your educational background, the course, college, or your job profile, how many years you've done it, which department, what was your role, what all important projects. In case you're a fresher, you don't have experience, and you can tell about various positions of responsibility that you held in the college. So for example, if you were president of certain society or of placement cell, or you were a coordinator of a big event or something like that. You can also tell about your hobbies. Hobbies can be very interesting thing, because you never know, the person on the other side can also have that same hobby. Then it can lead to on the spot binding between you. But at the same time, you need to be cautious, because if the person is having same hobby, then he can ask you more difficult questions. So you can definitely tell your hobby. That will show you are an all-rounder personality, but prepare them well, the basic things about your hobby, both the theoretical and the practical aspects of it. And you can tell about other achievements also. Do let it be of recent time, not of very old time. For example, if you were class monitor in class 5, then there is no point of telling it. But recently, okay, certain positions of responsibility that you held in college, certain achievements there, certain certifications, or something like that. So more recent achievements will be preferred. Now, there are certain things that you should avoid telling in introduction. See, there is no one fixed pattern that this is the only way you can introduce yourself, but there are certain things that you should definitely avoid. First of all, don't let it be very factual that you are just telling facts and facts, and it will look very disinteresting, and the other person may just interrupt you in between. So don't tell your marks that doesn't look good, because it's already there in the CV, right? Now, secondly, do not tell about your personal life too much. Okay, we have so many members in the family, and the other person is doing this person is doing that. Unless until they ask, no need to tell that. They're more interested in you. And thirdly, do not tell about much about your community or your religion. You never know, the other person can have bias, or it doesn't even look professional. For example, last year when I was checking some of the answers for how to introduce yourself, then one girl has wrote, I've been brought up in a big fat Punjabi family. Now there's no point to tell your community, and this fat family doesn't look professional. What do you mean by fat family? People can have subjective interpretation about it. And another thing is that, uh, you know talk about things, or what is more important is how you present yourself. Content is important, more than that is the way you present it, because a lot of factual thing can be told in your CV itself, but your soft skills or your leadership skills or your high morale, that your mindset, like you find solutions to the problem and not problem in every solution, all these things can be told only through communication, only through your personality. And make sure that this introduction is, or for that matter any other question, you show that part of personality that one paper cannot tell. So I hope this video would be helpful to you. Thanks a lot.